Number 1. Number 1 in Pennsylvania. Bianchi Honda has earned the number 1 spot for selling more new Hondas than any other dealership in Pennsylvania, with 2,729 sold in 2012. This is achieved by having a great product, outstanding service, and you, our loyal customers.
Bianchi Honda is number 1 for all the right reasons. I promise to make it worth a visit, so stop and see for yourself.
Number 1. Bianchi Honda.
How's it feel to be here in this setting to see Gannon preseason number 1, all those things?
I mean, honestly, it seemed like a long road. You know, being a senior has been a long time. We were here when, you know, we were at the bottom, and then now as a senior, seeing how much we've grown and being able to see the progress that we've made under Coach Rozicki, it's just all coming, you know, it's all coming up, and it's exciting. I just want to play football.
Do you guys look at that and say, how do you look at when you see preseason number 1?
I mean, obviously it makes us excited, but at the same time we have to take it like a grain of salt because we don't want to get too ahead of ourselves and disappoint. You know, we from this point we've played with a target on our back as far as just being the team that upsets people, but now we're at the top, so now we have to deal with the opposite and, you know, try not to lose our spot.
When you look at what you guys have coming back, yourself, this guy, Brock, whatever, reason to be excited?
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, when you have players like that and teammates, in my case, you know, teammates like that, it just makes us more confident that we can go out there and do the job that we know we can do and that coach prepares us to do.
What's it going to take for this team to stay where that preseason ranking says you're at?
It's going to take consistency, and it's going to take going out every week and doing what we're supposed to do. I mean, we were 10 points away from being undefeated last season, so that alone is motivation for our team, and I think that's all we need because we should have rings on our finger, and that's how we feel. So this year, we're just going to try and do our best to make sure that those 10 points aren't a problem.
But so same deal as with Justin. I mean, just to feel, I feel like you were just a freshman, and now this is the beginning of the end of the road. How's it feel?
It feels good. At the same time, you kind of take Justin saying, you take it with a grain of salt, and you know that we have a target on our back. And if anything, this makes it more difficult for us because teams are gunning for us, and we have to know that and play with that every week. And so it's something to live up to more than be excited for. It's another roadblock that we have to push past. For you to start your final year as a college football player, do you feel like you're going to try to appreciate each moment as you go? Are you going to have time to do that? Oh, yeah. I mean, definitely. Like, just thinking about driving back up to Erie yesterday and sitting in the car by myself thinking about it, like just how excited I am, not only to get to play football again, just be around the boys, be around the family, be around this amazing coaching staff that Coach Rozicki has assembled, and just to play the game, if nothing more. We could go out there and lose every game. I'd still be happy with my family and my friends in football.
It's nice of you to say. I don't believe you. When you same question to him. When you see that number 1, what does it mean to you?
It means that we've been recognized for the hard work that we've put in for the past 4 years. It also means we have another mountain to climb to get to that point. Because like I said, everyone's gunning for us. And like I said, it's another roadblock that we have to push past to get to that eventual light at the end of the tunnel. There are a lot of good players on this team. Mm-hmm. Rumor has it that there's been a plethora of NFL scouts waiting in the wings. And I'm guessing it's for Matt Ward or Sabucky or one of those guys, but maybe not. Yeah. Maybe it's for the quarterback. Have you had a chance to think about that? Have you heard from anybody any of those kind of deals as far as what this season's going to mean from that standpoint? Yeah, I mean, as far as hearing from any professional people, I mean, there was a couple of guys back in January that came in and worked us out and took measurements and whatever. gave us the Wonderlick, which was kind of interesting. But I mean, other than that, I've tried to push that stuff off to the side and just kind of focus on the season, because we need, I guess, for me to have any shot playing professionally, we need to have a good season. We need to have a championship. We need to get in the playoffs, and we need to make a run. And all the professional stuff will follow after that. And but that's kind of a prerequisite for possibly playing professionally. So.
What was the Wonderlick like?
It was really difficult. I mean, what it was 50 questions, and no, in 12 minutes, wasn't it? Yeah, and like there was like it's just ridiculous, like logic questions and like math problems. Like the one was like a family buys 215 pounds of meat, and they eat like 1 2/3 pounds every day. How long does it take to consume all the meat? And I was just like, what? Like, there's no way I can figure this out. But
How did you know how you did?
they actually didn't give us the results. Out of the 50 questions, I only answered 34. But I think like the only 2 people in the NFL, if I remember correctly, that I answered all of them correctly was Andrew Luck and Ryan Fitzpatrick, a graduate from Harvard. So I don't feel too bad about only getting 34 on it. So yeah.
A lot of hard work's been done to get to where you guys are at on this day, and I know it's just numbers, but special to be recognized as a preseason #1.
Well, I think if you look at where we were 3 years ago, we came here and we were second to last, and that's only because Lock Haven had lost 40-some straight games. So I don't think people knew what to expect. I knew it was going to be a grind for us, and we worked hard and got probably to where we're at a little bit faster than everyone thought. But yeah, I think from a respect standpoint, for what we've done to this point, it feels good. You know, I don't think that there's any entitlement with our kids. I think they're still going to be hungry. I got 20 seniors and a lot of juniors right behind them that understand why we've gotten to the point where we've gotten to, and I think those kids are going to stay hungry. I don't see this being an obstacle for us.
When you break it down and look at what happened in the spring, what's coming in the fall, et cetera, I mean, describe what people don't know or do know about this team. What's it going to look like?
Well, I think once you have kids that have been on the field for 3 years, most of our kids just started as true freshmen that are actually playing for us right now. There's a lot of experience. I mean, Liam Nadler, there's not a front or coverage that kid hasn't seen. So they know what to expect when camp comes around. They know what to expect in road games. I mean, getting experience is really important, and all these kids have it for the most part. And the young ones that we play, those guys do a great job of bringing them along. And there's not a ton of young ones that will get on the field for us. So experience is huge for us, and I think you're going to see a savvy team because of that.
What does it take to stay at the top?
Make sure we're hungry. You know, the entitlement's got a big thing with us. We can't feel entitled. And to be honest with you, I don't have a problem letting them know that. You know, it's my job to make sure that we stay hungry and that, you know, this is just a preseason ranking and it doesn't mean anything. And we have to go out and earn everything, and hard work works. And that's what we've built our foundation right now, is being really blue collar.
What's the thing that this team is going to have to do from here to week 1 or week 7 or whatever to improve? I mean, what are I know what the strengths are. What are the things that you're not so sure about?
Well, we lost 3 of our 5 starting offensive linemen. I think that's where we start, where we have to look at camp. What's our best rotation? You know, I think we have a starting 5 right now, but we still have to build depth because that position gets injured. So that's one area where I know we're going to have to take a long, hard look. I think what we did in the offseason is build depth in every other position so that if we have an injury, we're still going to be all right. But offensive line is going to be a big deal for us, and making sure that we put 5 quality kids out there.
Liam was saying a lot of this stuff away from college football, as far as the scouts that are looking at him, et cetera. He's kind of just trying to push that aside. I know as a coach, it's kind of, you know, that kind of becomes part of your job to deal with those people as well, to at least a little bit. What's the talk, or how many eyes are on this kid for this year?
Sure, it's better when you have NFL scouts walking in to see you practice and play games. I know there's been requests to come see us play, and there's going to be some scouts at practices. The great thing about Liam is that he's so even-keeled. I don't think any of that stuff would ever bother him. You know, he's an extremely humble kid. But they're going to be there, and that's for what he's created to this point over 3 years of working his tail off on the football field. And I think he realizes that he can't do anything different, else they wouldn't be there in the first place if he changed or let it get to him. So because of how cerebral he is, I don't think we'll see a different kid.